Just a second. Rashmi ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Very good morning, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you. How are you all doing?
We all are good.
Okay.
Now,
Shall I start?
Yes, we start.
Opportunities are present everywhere. The key is to develop the vision to it. Good morning to all the dignitaries, delegates, and students. It gives me great joy and immense pleasure to welcome you all to the resume building activity organized by the Department of Commerce, Maharaja Agastyan Institute of Management Studies, under the aegis of IQAC. My name is Avya Garg, and I have the privilege to be your host for today. Before we get started, I would like to take you through the purpose of this activity. Resume is a powerful tool. The main objective of this activity is to write an impressive resume showing the skills, experiences, and education of the candidate when applying for a job. Now, I would like to commence today's session by inviting Professor Dr. Manju Gupta ma'am, who is presently working as Professor and Head of Department of Commerce at Maharaja Agastyan Institute of Management Studies, Rohini, Delhi. She is MCom, MPhil, and PhD. She has more than 2 decades of experience in the area of finance and accounting. She has authored 3 books, which are prescribed as textbooks or reference books by GGSIPU, Delhi University, University of Calcutta, Golgotia University, Manav Rachna, and many other universities. She has over 20 research papers published in journals of national and international repute. I would request her to welcome all the dignitaries.
Thank you, Avya. A very warm welcome to all the dignitaries and participants of the day. On behalf of Maharaja Agastyan Institute of Management Studies, I welcome you all to the webinar on resume building. On behalf of Maharaja Agastyan fraternity, I extend my heartfelt gratitude towards our founder, chairman, and chief advisor, Dr. Nand Kishore Garg sir, who always been a source of inspiration and support for all of us. My special thanks to Professor S.K. Garg, Director General MAIMS, Professor G.P. Govil, Advisor MATES, Professor Ravi Kumar Gupta, Director MAIMS, for providing their continuous support and guidance in all our efforts. Today's webinar is on how to prepare a resume for a job. You must have heard of the saying that the first impression is the last impression. It goes well with the resume as well. In the bulk of resumes, if one resume stands out and it gives a feeling that yes, this is one, then working hard on resumes is worth it. The resume is a bridge between you and prospective recruiter, and the importance of resume can never be underestimated. To make the first impression, it is imperative that your resume stands out from the crowd first. It is up to you. How do you want to remembered by the hiring manager? Since the companies do not have that much of time to interview each and every candidate, they require resumes from students to select the best one to work with them. Rejection happens and it goes on and on until they find something interesting in one particular resume. This is the time when you realize that how a well-structured, clean and precise resume does your half of the work. My best wishes to all the students who registered for the event, and I welcome you, ma'am, Rashmi Nityanand ma'am. She is expert in campus placement. Welcome you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I feel honored to have amongst us Ms. Rashmi Nityanand, an HR leader with a specialization in talent acquisition and multi-industry exposure. She carries more than 10 plus years of work experience in larger diversified organizations such as Dell, VMware, and TeamLease, driving large-scale hiring for pan-India and international business regions. Currently, she is working with Finoid Technologies as talent acquisition manager. She has expertise in campus placement, mass and leadership hiring, HR technology, and an accomplished speaker delivering live skill sessions, hosting HR webinars in college and virtual HR events. Ma'am, I would like you to please commence the session and enlighten us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, Kamal sir, and everybody. Definitely, it gives me a lot of pleasure to be a part of this, and an honor. And definitely, this is something which I always love to do. That is, we have to go back to campus and give our bit of feedback, because I'm sure you all do agree that there is a skill gap. There is a definite gap, like between the academic and the campus, I would say. So definitely my attempt is always there to bridge that particular gap and ensure that whenever our so-called graduates are coming to the campus, they are well prepared and they're mentally ready for all type of the atmosphere, the corporate experience, the corporate world, or the corporate work-life balance, I would say. So, and definitely such sessions will enlighten them, and definitely such session will give them a complete feel of how it is going to be in, in their future or their career life. Because again, working 9 to 5 or working 9 hours is also a concern for most of the graduates, what I've seen out here. But nevertheless, definitely, coming back to the very interesting topic, that is resume building, which is, a very, very important, aspect when it comes to any graduate who is aspiring for a job. So when Kamal sir came up with this topic, I initially thought that we can have a normal conversation and all that, but then to have a very constructive, I thought of having a little feel or little, mix of conversation as well as the PPT. So I've just prepared a small short PPT, but again, it is more of, explanation and conversation. So I'm just going to keep this a very interactive session, and I hope I can get good response from the crowd as well. Right? So I see Kajal, Geetanjali, Tushar, everyone joined in. So welcome you all for this particular session. And I want all of you to be participating actively. Any point in time, if you have any query, you can raise up your hand, or you can just raise your query in the chat box out there. And I'll be happy to answer in the end of this session. Okay? Right. So Kamal sir, can I proceed with sharing my screen, please?
Yeah, I am making you co-host.
Okay.
Already done, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. I guess you all can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's
Yes,
visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, resume building. Now, that is something which every graduate or every job seeker will first think of, right? Now, before that, there are few aspects which is very important, which we have to keep in mind. So I'm just going to enlighten those key points, because ideally what I see out here is most of the people have a standard format of resume building, which is a concern here, which means you need to fill in your uniqueness, you need to personalize it as per you as a person, and further present it to the interview. Okay, so before I go ahead with that aspect, right, most of you will think or will be worried whenever there is a word called, what do you see in the screen here? Students?
Interview.
Students.
Interview, right? So, most, especially your first interview, more or less your reaction will be somewhat close to the person who's sitting here, right? Yes? Okay, so I have a question to, to all the students out here. Why interview is an important aspect in the recruitment process? Anybody? Why is interview important?
Maybe so that the interviewer can see the soft skills of the interviewee.
Okay, great. Any other answer?
So that they can judge us that we have is that skill that they required or not.
Okay, now here again, interviewer will be judging on interviewee, correct?
Ma'am, may
Yes,
I?
ma'am.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, it helps the interviewer to know the interviewee other than it's what is written in the person's resume.
Resume, correct. Okay. Okay. Any other answer? One last chance I would like to give. Anybody else?
It helps the company to reduce the pool according to the personnel they need.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So, well, most of you are almost there, but the fact is, it is a two-way street of exchange of information, right? And as you all rightly said, the interface is interviewer and the interviewee, correct? Right? As an interviewer, what I would be doing, I would be evaluating a person, if the person is a right fit for the requirement or not and all that, right? But as an interviewee, what do you do? What do you do? It is like you would be projecting with the right attitude, with the right quality and the right skill set which you want to present at that point in time in the process. At the same time, you will also be judging the organization if that organization is going to be your right fit or not. So here, the analyzing or scrutinizing is not only through the interviewer, it will also be happening from the interviewee. Do you guys agree to it? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So ideally, hum log na, usually we think on the interviewer aspect, but somewhere we forget about the other part. As an interviewee also, these are the things, unconsciously or by default, it happens in the process, right? So I would say both the strings should be very strong during the process of interview, right? Clear on this? So basically, it is a two-way exchange of information. Of course, interviewer will be getting to know more about the interviewee. At the same time, the interviewee also gets an opportunity to know more about the organization. Okay? Clear on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So moving on to the another aspect. Basically, 6 steps of interview success. And you see the first point is resume. And this is the topic we're going to cover now. Right? So first part is the resume. And then, of course, you need to do your homework. That means you need to understand what organization it is, go through the JD, what is the work location, what is it going to be on the work timing. Every information should be clearly, understood. And you also should be knowing about it before you actually go for the interview, right? And of course, the further followed aspect like, dress up to impress, your body language, punctuality, honest, confidence. Now, these are the further to it, okay? So these are the 6 steps which you have to, set before you actually go or before you actually, prepare for the interview, okay? These are the checklist. Now, I have a question now. So I need to apply for a job. So what do you think I would need? Students, if at all I need to apply for a job, what do you think I would need?
Ma'am, a resume.
Okay. Do you think I need a CV or a resume? I'm sure you might have been thinking that now what's the difference?
Ma'am, resume is for freshers.
Acha, resumes are for freshers, okay? And CVs are for?
Those who have 1 year plus experience.
Okay. Any other answer? See, in this slide, I'm trying to make you understand the difference between the CV and the resume. Okay, because most of us, miss out with this particular point. Most of us assume that it is all the same, right? How many of you agree to it? Do you agree there is a difference between resume and CV? Or you think it is the same? Confused?
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, according to me, CV is something which is being detailed about the candidate or the person who is applying for the job, whereas resume is a short summary telling about the candidate or the person applying for the job. Like it's a 1 page or a 2 page thing, but on the other hand, CV is a longer thing.
Oh, so now you tell me, if I need to apply for a job, which one should I, create? Which one should I go for? Should I go for a CV or should I go for a resume?
CV.
Okay. May I know your name? Who is saying it's CV?
Sankalp.
Sorry?
Sankalp.
Ankalp. Okay.
I'm
Any other
Sankalp.
answer? Sankalp?
Yes, ma'am.
Sankalp. Okay. So Sankalp says he would take CV when he have to apply for a job. What about the others? What about the others?
Ma'am, even I think I would prefer going for CV because it would be telling more about my experiences and my academic qualifications.
Okay. Anybody else? Tushar? Gitanjali? Students, you could just come out with whatever you think is right. I mean, here in this platform, please don't think it's it should be a right answer or a wrong answer. I am here to tell you what is right and what is wrong. You just come out with your point of view. You just come out with what you think. So I'll help you out with that. Okay. So tell me.
In personal interview, one should go for CV and otherwise resume.
Personal interviews, which means the face-to-face interaction with the HR.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. Fine. Well, to be very frank, if you're applying for a job, you have to create a resume, irrespective of you being a fresher or an experienced person. And trust me, we do not have time to go through a lengthy CV of yours to understand what, when, in which year, how you have done it, what certifications you have done it. So it is very important that you have to go for a resume first. Okay. Now resume, like I think not Sankalp, there was somebody else who said it is a very short description of what you have done. Extremely, I mean, most of the time for a fresher, it is a 1 page, and for if it is an experienced, ideally it should be two or maximum 3 page, not more than that. Right? So whenever you're going for a job, you have to create a resume and not a CV. Right? Now the next question arises, what is the difference between CV and resume now? Isn't it? So let's go for it. So the difference between CV and resume, the basic difference I'm just telling you. So like you guys rightly told, CV, it is more of lengthier thing. You will be putting in everything, all your achievements, and very much in detail, like what certifications, what was the duration, right? Everything in detail. So all that will be captured in your CV, right? However, if you look at the other end, in your resume, you will be more trying to keep it to the point, short and crisp. I'm sorry. Okay. So I hope now we are getting a very clear picture as to why I would prefer you to go for a resume and not for the CV, because as an HR or as an interviewer, we will be more looking for to the point and a specific resume which captures exactly what I require in a particular candidate, right? So whenever you're applying for a job, please make sure you're building a resume and not a CV. Clear? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And the purpose also, if you see down there, the purpose of a CV here, when you have to apply for academic education or anything or research, is when you prepare a proper CV. But whenever you're going for a job seeking, it must be a resume. Okay? So I hope this slide is self-explanatory and gives you a very clear idea why I would recommend you to go for a resume. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay. Now moving on to another, slide. Now that we understand that we need to go for a resume, how do we start? Right? So most of the time, what I see out here students doing is they would have a standard format, which, ideally they would get from their friends or anybody, and they will just try, because fresher CV, it is very easy to make, isn't it? Because it's not too much lengthy or nothing much to be added. More or less, it's the course which should be edited, and you're almost done. But unfortunately, you guys miss out on a very, very important factor, which is creating your uniqueness and creating a magic of your own personality to be presented in the resume. And that can only happen when you yourself sit down and create yours. Because nobody can create your resume except you, because you know yourself the best, isn't it? Now for that, I would like to explain 4 stages at which you have to prepare, and then further to it, go ahead and build your resume. So students, I wouldn't say, this is a standard format and you have to follow this pattern. And these are the, it's like step 1, step 2, step 3. This is the structure. I will not be saying that. Rather, I will not recommend anybody doing it. I would leave, the complete platform open to you. You will be the creators. You are the right person to be judging what fits good to me, how well I can present myself, and what are the uniqueness I can add in this particular resume to bring in more add-on value and make me stand out from the resume, as ma'am rightly said in the initial stage of the session. So the stage 1, what do you think is the stage 1 is about? How do we start? Now that we know that we have to attend an interview, now that we know that it's not CV, I have to create a resume, how do we start?
Ma'am, first we'll see what are the things that the job requires, so that we'll make the resume accordingly.
Okay, great. Okay. Yes.
We will see the skills we have for the particular job we are seeking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Absolutely. You guys are on point there, right? Go ahead. Right? So like you rightly said, yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, basically we would be I would be starting with the basic introductory lines and focusing more on job specifications rather than focusing on more job description things.
Absolutely. That is defining the receiver, which means who would be receiving this resume. We need to define that person very clearly. Like what organization it is, what is the JD about, and what are the skill set they're looking for. So this analysis should start from there, correct? Agree to it? Next, what is the important aspect you need to focus on? Collecting the information about the company, isn't it? So ideally, as as Kamal sir told, most of you are BCom graduates, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes,
so more or less, you kind of know the type of companies who would be coming or who are offering jobs for BCom graduates, right? I will not recommend you to stick on to a specific organization. I would say focus on the sector. Like could be a banking sector, like a BFSI, or any other sector which is focusing more of BCom graduates, right? To do the analysis of such companies and understand what is the what is the type of requirement, what are the designations they look for on a graduate resume. Those things are the aspect which you have to really focus on. So basically, collecting information about the company or about the sector is something which is very important. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And the last point, but a very, very important aspect, is doing a SWOT analysis. Are you aware of SWOT analysis?
Yes.
Great. And I hope all of you have done and you are aware of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's really nice to know. So SWOT analysis is something which is very, very important to be done in the very initial stage. That is to understand your strength, to understand your weakness, find out what opportunities you have to enhance yourself, and to understand what are the threats within you. So you need to know all these aspects before you design your resume. Okay? So these are the analysis. That is, you need to define the receiver. You have to collect all the information about the company or the sector you intend to go for a job. And then, of course, do a SWOT analysis of yours. So this all covers on stage 1. Okay, so shall we move on to stage 2? Right, stage 2. Now, stage 2, what happens? Now we need to see the employer. Okay, whenever there's a job requirement given to you, or whenever there is a JD shared by your college, you need to understand what is employer looking for, right? What do they want? Depending on that is when you start articulating your objectives, right? So you need to focus on the objectives, how you would be articulating it, how you will be presenting it, which is a very, very important aspect in your resume. So creating your objective should be exactly how the employer is expecting or looking in for the person who would be joining his organization, right? Point 2 will be to understand the skill set. Of course, in every job description down below, there is a skill set which they will be mentioning about, or the experiences, or the kind of certifications or the courses they're expecting a particular fresher to be having or attained, is what you have to focus on and ensure those things. If you have done it, please don't miss out in mentioning that. It's very, very important. Okay. And of course, third point, going through the job description very carefully, understanding every line of it, because of course, during the interview, we would be asking, what do you understand about this particular job description, right? And of course, these are some of the points which you can add on in your resume as well. That is, I'll tell you how to do it as an example down below, right? And the next point, very, very important, now that you have done your SWOT analysis, I'm sure you will be aware of your strong strengths, right? So don't miss out with putting on those points in the resume. Your strength should be reflecting more your positive aspect should be reflecting more. So it should be about you, and it should be for you, and it should be representing the best of you. So the resume should be talking more of you as a person and representing the best of you. Okay. So coming to the example, now let us assume, students, that you're targeting for a customer service representative job profile. Okay, let us assume on that. So what is the type of skill set you would be putting in your resume? Can anybody help me out with those skill sets?
Ma'am, could you repeat the job profile?
So the example is, it is a situation where you are targeting for a customer service representative, CSR. Okay, right? So you have a job opening for a customer service representative, and you have received the JD, right? And of course, this is for fresher. Now, if you have to design your resume, what are the skill set you'll be mentioning on that?
Ma'am, fluency in a particular language.
Okay, communication skill basically. Okay.
Ma'am, good leadership skills or management skills.
Great, wonderful. Anybody else?
Convincing skills.
I'm sorry?
Convincing skills.
Convincing skills. Okay, that's right. Of course, it is very important if you have to convince your customer, right? Yes, anything else?
Ma'am, he should have a skill of dealing with diversity.
Dealing with diversity. Okay, that's great. Any other skill set which is coming in your mind?
Full information about the industry that they are gonna go in, if they're gonna sell
No,
to an insurance.
I'm referring to skill set.
Oh.
Skill set, yes.
Some patience.
Okay.
Ma'am, problem solving skills.
Problem solving skills, that's wonderful. That's an amazing point. Okay. Come up, students. I hope all of you have had your breakfast. Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I guess only one person have finished their breakfast. What about the rest, students? Skill set, students, come up.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking, great. Okay. So like one of your friends rightly said, communication skill, verbal
Enthusiastic and
skill.
optimistic person.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again, please?
Enthusiastic and optimistic person.
Enthusiastic and optimistic person. That's great. Okay, correct. All right. So now that we have given enough of skill set, let me just take you through. Most of it, you have covered it. So verbal skill, right? Rightly said, one of your friends has rightly said problem solving skill, because if you have to handle a customer, you really need to have this particular skill set within you. Computer skills, right? Because I'm sure nowadays most of the CSR, they do a lot of documentations and they create a case, then they follow up on that. So they really need to have a good computer skills. Customer care skills, right? Now these are few of those skill sets, probably what you could add on while creating a resume for a target job. If you are targeting for a business development or for a customer set, or basically an interface of customer or the client's face. Clear? So I hope with this slide you're able to connect or define properly on this on the job and the skill set which will be followed or which will be presented in your resume. Are we clear on this? Any questions? Any query?
Ma'am, one more point I want to include.
Uh-huh.
Ma'am, ability to adapt to changes quickly.
Yes, absolutely. Because of the changes, I mean, every second, I would say the technology changes. Every second, the situation changes, especially when it comes to customer service representative. But one thing, in this role, customer, whatever he says, okay, that is something which you have to give it on a priority. I'm sure you all will agree to it, right? So customer satisfaction is something which is very important for this particular profile who is handling a customer service representative profile. Okay, right? So so are we clear on connecting the loophole out here? So we have the job designation and description. Now through that we are extracting the skill set, and we extract the skill set and we will be adding it in a resume to make a very meaningful and relevant resume for that particular job profile. So in this slide, I am just trying to get you connected to how to bring in the skill set out from the job designation or the job
Hello, Rashmi ma'am. So just wait. I think there is some technical issues from Rashmi ma'am side.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yeah.
Sorry, I got disconnected. Okay. So let me quickly share my screen out here. Right, so we are clear on these aspects on the skill set. So I'm moving on to another slide out here. That is, we are on resume content. So can anybody just help me out? What are the content ideally a resume would cover? Students? Any idea?
Personal details like name, address, phone number, and
absolutely. That's
Education
the contact
details.
information, correct?
Ma'am, our education, like what we have done with what percentage from where, basic information, 10th and
Correct.
12th grade.
Correct. First and foremost, we would be covering our full name as per the records, right? When I say as per the records, it should be your complete name as how it is in your Aadhaar card or PAN card. Okay, that's the first and foremost thing. And the next thing, which is very important, is the personal details. That is your contact details, which you are rightly saying right away. Anything else?
Yes, ma'am. The set of qualifications and qualities that a person is having relevant to the job.
Absolutely. And that we do the analysis when we do it in stage 1 now, where we are creating an objectives, creating a summary, and we are connecting to what type of requirements this particular sector has, right? Creating your profile, creating your objectives, creating your summary is something which is very, very important. Very good. Okay. Next, experience. Now, I'm sure you would have a question mark, ma'am. We are freshers. I mean, what experience can we include out here? Students, there is a difference between work experience and experience. Experience can be anything. Your experience in conducting, a college fest, or your experience in conducting your department, activities or a webinar. See, all those things are also a very, very important experience which you may need to enhance it in your resume. Clear? Okay, I will show you how it has been projected as well. And of course, your education, right? In education also, you could just mention your, the level that's your, ideally it is 10th, 12th and your graduation. These are the 3 important aspects which will be covered for a fresher resume. So you could include that. Skills, like we just covered it up in stage 2. Identifying the skill set, identifying your positive aspects, converting into a skill set is something which is very important, and you can include that. Most proud of. So any idea, I mean, usually what is covered in this particular point, when you mention most proud of, what are the points you can in your resume? Any idea?
Ma'am, something which is like extra in you, which makes you different from the mob.
Absolutely, absolutely. This gives you a wonderful opportunity to get you stand out from a structured resume? What is it you're so proud of? Could be anything. You know, you can just share about one of the NGO activity, what you have done by contributing something to the society, or something, you know, something extraordinary what you have done, which you truly believe you're so proud of to be a part of, right? So those are the things which ideally, you know, people who go for a standard resume miss out with. But when you're sitting down and structuring your own resume, you can never miss this out. Okay, clear on this? Volunteering. Now, as a fresher, you know, it is very important that you participate in a lot of college activities, and, you know, you have to get into a lot of, team activities, I would say, wherein you're like working as a volunteer, handling a group of people, handling a group of team, you know, that will definitely help you to enhance your skill set of team building, leadership, and, you know, working with peer attitude. All those things get enhanced only when you get into such mode where you're volunteering yourself into maybe some event, some fest. So all those things you can mention out here as well. Okay. And of course, highlighting the best of you, that is your strength. Now that is something you can never miss out with. Make sure you're highlighting all the strengths you have, which you truly believe. Please note, students, strength should not just be projected for the sake of it. You have to truly believe that that is your strength, and you have to have that, you know, you need to know what you have put there as a resume. I mean, there as a strength. Because while looking at your resume as an HR, I will definitely see that, and I'm going to ask you, okay, why do you think these are your strength? I may also put up on a certain situational questions also. So please make sure when you're putting your strength, you really have to believe in it, and you really have to, you know, have that strength within you. Do not put in just because your friends have your resume or anything. Okay, clear? And of course, your certifications, any courses if you have done, that is also something which is very important. You have to make a part of. My passion. Now, my passion is also something which you can definitely add on. My passion can not necessarily need to be, on the aspect of your academics. It can be anything. Now, that will help me understand how well connected you are within the world out here. It's, I mean, are you a person who is only focused on your academics and absolutely detached with the world? Or are you a person who kind of balances it out and, you know, want to go forward? So these are few aspects, these are few things what I love to see in a fresh resume. And now I'm sure with the content, you kind of got an idea how to structure your resume. Okay?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, is it necessary that my passion thing, passion thing should be related to the job profile?
No.
For example, yes, ma'am. Okay.
Not necessary. Yeah, sorry to cut you. You're saying something. For example?
For example, if my passion is to listen music, how is it going to help the company or the organization?
Right. So you need to tell me, if you're listening to music, how is it helping you?
Ma'am, for example, if I am being stressed or...
Exactly. You answered your question.
Yes, ma'am.
You answered your question, right? See, we HRs are also, you know, believe in people oriented. See, because we not only focus on getting work done from people, we also focus on, you know, having a healthy, mental health of the employees also, right? So having said that, like I said, I am representing Finoy Technology. We do a lot of analysis to ensure, because in my organization, everyone are working from home from last 1.5 to 2 years, and it's completely work from home, even further, because we do not want to take risk with our employees. So we have declared that it's completely going to be work from home. But trust me, work from home is also something which involves a lot of stress, right? To understand that level of stress every employee is undergoing, to make sure they're having a great work-life balance is something we are working on internally, right? So I know I'm diverting a little, but to answer to your question, music is something which is a great healer whenever you're stressed out, or whenever you think, you find a situation where it is too suffocating and you just need a break. That's when music really plays a great healer to you. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Right. Any other questions? Okay, so I would assume I'm going back to my stage 4. Now this will be, a final, structures of a few resume samples. Now again, like I said, I do not want you guys to, copy on this, but whatever stages I have explained you, I'm just trying to sum it up and show this in a specific format. So it is up to you how you want to keep the, stages. Like, for example, the first resume, you could see they have mentioned summary, and then comes the experience, then comes education and skills, right? But if you see on the other hand, resume 2, they're more enhancing on the volunteers they have done, the strength the person has, the achievements the person have, the education. Now, this is the way the person would love to present herself in that specific resume. Going to resume, you see out here, again, the person is more talking about the person's experience and education, achievements, languages. So if you just sum it up, every resume is different. Every resume is representing that person. Every resume is standing unique from, the next, or the, the first or the third one. This is what I want every fresher to really think of, bringing in, something different out of them, and bringing in, a well-structured resume, which will bring their personality, which will enhance their personality at the best. Like, for example, before I actually see you, just by looking at the resume, I should know most of it, right? So, and like I said, keep it to the point, short, and all the points which is relevant to the job requirement is covered in the resume. Now, that is also something you guys have to keep in mind and ensure you're doing it. Okay? Clear on this? Students, do you have any doubt?
Ma'am, I do. Ma'am, I actually wanted to ask that the personal information and the skills and all these details have to be on the right side of the resume only, or it can be on the left as well? Like in the example.
See, you are the creator, you are the designer, right? Because absolutely, it is left to you how you want to project.
Okay.
So that is what I'm saying. There is no standard format of resume, but you are the right person and you know the right way how you can present yourself. But yes, what I can do is, what are the points ideally we look in? What are the generic freshers resume look is what I can talk about. But structuring is something you have to sit down, and like I said, you have to go through the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then sit for building a resume like this. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Any other questions? So I hope I have covered, almost all points, which is very much required, which usually people miss out. See, because students, I didn't want to, take you through a very standard resume building session, because that you guys know, most of you know how an ideal resume looks for. In this session, I tried to cover those points which usually people miss out with. In this session, I tried to cover those points which, people, think that it's kind of not required, or, those points may be not relevant, but those are the points which will make you stand out. Those are the points which will make you look unique out of the bundle of those resumes, right? So with this, I'm almost done with this particular session. right? And I'm open for the question and answers. If you have any questions, anything which you didn't understand in your previous slides, you want me to redo the whole slide again, I have no problem. Just let me know which point you didn't understand. I'll be happy to answer it. So do you have any questions, query, anything?
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, I have.
Yes.
Ma'am, as you said that resume is different from CV.
Yes.
How can we differentiate between them? Ma'am, मेरे को ये चीज समझ नहीं आई that how can we give our CV or resume into the organization?
So like I just discussed in the initial stage, for job, you have to prepare a resume and not a CV. Okay? I had showed you the difference between the CV and the resume.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right? So CV, ideally, it is like if you have to apply for a very esteemed organization, or if you are applying for a research, paper or something relevant to your academics, which require the whole details of your achievements, accomplishment, everything. Now, those things will be captured in your CV, right? But for the job, we always look for a resume which is short, crisp, and to the point. Because trust me, HRs do not have so much of time to go through 3-4 pages of your CVs, right? We would only see the front page.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now it's clear.
Great. I'm glad I'm able to address it, and I hope I'm getting the point clear out here. Was this session helpful? Did I cover almost all your query, doubt?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I'm glad I did. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, Rakhi.
Ma'am, this question is related to interview and not resume or CV.
No problem.
Ma'am, like I have seen many interviews, and in those interviews, this is the basic question which is asked by all the candidates or all the persons who are applying for the job. That is, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? So
yes.
The question can be answered in a structured way.
Okay. So I'll just reverse this, okay? I'll tell you the intention behind this question, because as an HR, I'll tell you what is the intention when I'm asking this question. So I'm sure then you will be able to answer me the right, okay? So ideally, we ask 2 questions. One is, where do you see yourself in next 1 or 2 years? Which means here, I want to know, are you a person looking for a job for 5 months, 6 months and leaving me and going, or are you really serious in joining me? First point. So I'm understanding your short-term goal. I'm understanding to see if you really, want to contribute to my organization, and is it really worth taking you to my organization? To the next question, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? Understand, students, when it is 5 years, I am looking for a long-term plan of yours. What is your long-term plan? Are you like, you want to work, join the organization, work for 3-4 years, and then get into entrepreneurship, or maybe going for a higher studies, right? Again, in that aspect, I'm really thinking, should I really hire you or not? If you have any such plan, then I'm sure I'm not going to hire you. Okay, right? So your aspiration, your future plan, and what you're thinking right now, these are the critical factor to understand the stability factor out here. If I'm hiring you and I expect you to be a part of my organization and contribute accordingly. Okay. So to answer your question, if an interviewer is asking, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? And an ideal answer, anybody who want to stick on with the organization and continue in the corporate life, then they would say that I would want to see myself probably in a managerial level, growing along with the organization. I would like to see a really wonderful growth going in my career as well as in my organization. Here, I'm also talking about my growth, and you're also talking about the organizational growth. This is a catch point which all the HRs would love to hear. Here, you're talking about your individual growth as well as the organization growth, which means I'm happy that now you're not only thinking about you, before I hire you, you're also thinking about my organization, which means you're good to hire. So, Rakhi, did I answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask one more question.
Sure.
That is, like sometimes what happens is that if any interview is being conducted with me and I'm not able to answer certain questions, so that will something which will create a stability in my system, so which will make nervous me as well. So how can I deal with that in front of the interviewer?
Okay. First and foremost, I hope I'm not looking scary, right?
No, obviously not.
As an interviewer, I'm not looking scary. We are also human being. We also get stuck. So I understand as a fresher, because I have also come, gone through all this phase, right? So the best solution for this is there are two situations. One, I know the answer, but I'm not able to speak because I get stuck. मतलब आवाज ही नहीं निकल पा रही है. First problem है. Second, I do not know the answer. Right? I do not know the answer. So to answer to the first situation, you know the answer, but you're unable to speak. All I would say is take a deep breath, take a pause, take your time, structure the sentence very well in your mind, and confidently answer. We understand. We do not expect you to, instantly answer the moment question is thrown on you, right? You could just take some time. Okay, ma'am. So this is a question. Well, ma'am, this is you can just start with that. Start with your continuous conversation. That will really help you. This is when you know the answer, but you get stuck. I would recommend you take a pause, maybe a glass of water, or just take a pause and then start answering. To the situation where you do not know the answer, still it is fine. Students, if you do not know the answer, I would recommend you to openly say that I'm so sorry, I have limited knowledge on this, but definitely if given a chance, I'm ready to learn. If you show that learning attitude, I mean, it's a great way to say that I do not know this, but I'm happy to learn. Rather making up story, or rather, creating a situation that and later on getting stuck, which I would never want any one of you to do that. If you do not know, that's fine. We understand. We are not looking for 100%, a candidate who is 100% great for hiring. I'm looking only for 60%. Understand? Only 60 to 70%, because I know the rest percentage will be covered up on an ongoing process of your work. Right? So, Rakhi, I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, but I want to ask, just like you have said, that if you are being nervous, take a deep breath or a pause. Ma'am, if I'm doing that in front of the interviewer, won't it be giving the signal that the person is not able to handle such a less amount of pressure?
No problem. We completely understand, and that's very normal as a human being. Because sometimes even we also get stuck when we get into some of the board of the meetings and all that. We also get stuck. It is very normal. Okay?
Ma'am, but that is, you are understanding. Every person is different. Maybe the...
See, for this, Rakhi, what I would say is, I guess you have to constantly face the interview. Solution for this is, first interview, okay. You get stuck, you're not able to speak, fine. That interview, you think, or maybe the interviewer might think, okay, she didn't answer, she's not a good hire. That's fine. But I'm sure with this rejection, with this failure, you have learned a lot. And I'm very sure in your second interview, you are going to perform much better. So every failure, every rejection, take it as a learning. So इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप रिजेक्ट हो गए, आप ड्राइव पे नहीं बैठोगे या इंटरव्यू अटेंड नहीं करोगे. This is not the solution, students. If you fail, thankfully be thankful to God that अच्छा हुआ मेरा rejection हुआ, right? Good that I failed today because I know I'm going to crack a better interview tomorrow with a better brand, with a better CTC. Have that attitude with you. The day you know how to, face the rejection, trust me, things will be sorted, things will be much, much better, and you will be able to perform a great interview. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And I wish you all the best, Raki.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to say that every failure brings you closer to your success.
Absolutely, no doubt on that. All right. Any other questions? Any other query? I'm so sorry, Kamal sir. Did I take too long session or something? Was it okay?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's so great to hear you. Actually, such a great answers. I think we should. Any other question from the students? You can ask. Okay, I think we should close down the session. Abhya?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are so privileged to have you amongst us. I hope all the students have liked this session and we are looking forward to more such endeavors. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Kamal Gupta, sir, to present his vote of thanks. Dr. Kamal Gupta is working as an assistant professor, Department of Commerce, MAIMS, New Delhi. He has done his PhD in management from Central University of Himachal Pradesh, Dharamshala, on asset pricing models. He is an academician with more than 5 years of experience and 4 years of experience in corporate. Before joining academics, he worked as an associate in one of the leading investment banking companies, Emerging India Value Advisors Private Limited, New Delhi. His area of research includes sustainability, asset pricing models, and corporate finance. Over to you, sir.
Okay. A very good morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to propose vote of thanks on behalf of Department of Commerce, Maharaja Agarsen Institute of Management Studies. I am thankful to Ms. Rashmi, Talent Acquisition Manager, Finance Technologies, for accepting our invitation to speak on a very relevant topic for our students. Her expertise will definitely help our students in a long way. Thank you so much, Rashmi ma'am. Once again, your thoughts of wisdom.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
My deepest gratitude to Dr. Nand Kishore Garg ji, former chairman and chief advisor, MEDS, for his guiding vision. Thank you for being the catalyst of change for so many of us. My sincere thanks to our Director General, Sir Professor S.K. Garg, Advisor MEDS, Professor G.P. Govil, and Director Sir Professor Ravi Kumar Gupta, who have been the pillar of strength and who advise and concern for the student is remarkable. I also convey my thanks to Professor Dr. Manju Gupta for her prompt support and ready assistance at all times. I am also thankful to Abhya Garg, our student, for being a great anchor today. And I also express my gratitude to all my colleagues and students who have joined us today. I again welcome all our participants to have a great learning experience, and I hope that our students will start working on their resume now onwards, which can help them searching good opportunity in the corporate world. All the very best to you. Thank you and have a very nice day.
Thank you so much for your kind words, sir. It's been a pleasure being with all of you today. You learn more from failure than from success. Don't let it stop you. On this note, I, Abhya Garg, would like to thank you all. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Hope to see you all with a powerful resume.
Sure. Thank you everyone for joining in. Definitely a great interaction with you all. If you have any queries, anything, definitely I'm available. Even in LinkedIn, you can share the connection and I'll be happy to answer, address. If not in this point in time, maybe in future, if you need anything, you can stay connected, right? Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me. Indeed, it was a great pleasure for me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye, students.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you so much.